people that make more money get fucked over the people that make less money. On today's video, we are talking about a scam. And what about a scam? That everything that you encounter here is not a scam. And the reason that I'm making this video is because I have read people comments, and also I see people online making comments about a scam here in Dominican Republic. But some of the things that I have seen or read to me are normal. So in today's video, we are gonna talk about some things that are just normal things over here, not a scam. So let's get started. So first, let's see what is a definition of a scam. A scam is a dishonest scheme or to scheme to deceive someone. So let's follow that with an example. So if you are looking to buy a real estate property, let's say a land, and someone make you believe that they own that property and they sell it to you, but at the end they are not the owner, if you pay for something that is not that the real owner, that is a scam. That person put together a scheme to deceive you, make you believe that they own something they do not. That's a scam. On the other hand, if you buy a piece of land and they sold it to you at a higher price just because you are a foreigner, then yes, that is dishonest, but it is not a scam. Because right there, you have a few options: accept it, decline it, or seek for professional help for a real estate agent to assist you with the value of the market of that property, to make sure that you are paying the right price. So before we continue with some example, I want to say that I'm not trying to say that one is better or worse than the other one. To me, both are equally wrong. But I'm just trying to point out the difference. The one is actually a scam and the other one is not. And this video is about everything here is not a scam. It's just some things are just the way they are. They are normal. So let's get to some examples. So let's get started with example number one. And in this example, I'm going to talk about something that I saw on a video from a foreigner that he was in a restaurant. He was in a restaurant and when he requested his bill, that he saw his bill, he thought that the taxes was too high. And he said that he was scammed. He actually called it that he was being scammed. And he tried the waitress to call the police on the restaurant. And come to find out that they were charging 28% on taxes. And yes, it is very high. But that is 18% ITEVIS, normal taxes here, and then 10% legal tips for waitress and people that work at restaurant and bar. That is just normal here, and it is by law. So that 28% you're gonna be hitting here in almost all restaurant and bar. Where you go, you will see the 28% on the bottom. And that is no scam. That is just by law. So put it in the same context. And again, I'm gonna put an example, and I'm gonna compare some things from what my experience living in the United States. And you will see in most of my video, I usually compare things here and the US, and it's because I spent some time living over there. Yeah, I know how something works over there. Not everything, but I know how some things work over there. And it's easy for me to compare. I don't compare to Europe because I've never been in Europe. I don't compare to Canada because I never lived in Canada. So it's US. So, for example, and people love to call anything they see a scam. But for example, when I was living in the US, when I was used to live in Alabama, I remember I used to pay taxes. I used to pay a federal and state taxes. Everywhere you go grocery, you have to pay both taxes. But people don't call that a scam. Then when we moved to Florida, we just had to pay one taxes, which was federal taxes. We didn't have to pay state taxes. And everything, all that was normal. But those are the normal things that happen in the US. Each state have their own rule and regulation. Everybody respect that. You don't see nobody calling it here is a scam and here is not a scam. It's just the way they have the law. And everybody know that. But here, certain things that people see, they immediately call it a scam just because they don't know what is by law or what it is. Before they asking what it is, they immediately call it a scam. So let's talk about the next one. It is paying higher prices in tourist area. And again, most of us understand that going to tourist area, you are expected to pay higher prices than local or regular areas. But still some people don't understand that. They go to tourist area, if they get charged a higher price, they call that a scam, which is not. This is just happen to be in tourist area. Man, I have been in Punta Cana in clubs that I have seen bottle of Brugal for $80. $80. That is insane. Where here, let's say for example in Santo Domingo, if you go to a club, for a bottle of the same Brugal, you will pay, depending on the club that you go, it will be between 18 and 2,500 pesos, which is what in US about 30, 35 and 50, no more than that. But in Punta Cana, it's 80, which is very, very high. That's just been in tourist area. That is no scam. And I'm gonna put an example again in the US. And this is an example that actually happened to me and my husband. The first time that we went to visit Florida, that we went to Miami, and the hype of everybody going to Miami is good. Where? Go to South Beach. And the first time that we went over there, went to South Beach, we were just walking on the street, and you see all this restaurant, everybody just calling you outside. They have a special coming to a restaurant, and we are caught up with these. They have these margaritas that are very huge. If you've been in there, you've seen it, and they call it 2 for 1. Oh, 2 for 1. Okay, we can sit down. Drink this margarita over here. These 2 huge margarita. We didn't ask the price. You see, when you're in tourist area, you need to ask for prices before you sit down. We just sat down, ordered our margaritas, enjoying our margaritas. When we asked for that bill, oh my God, that was 160 US for 2 margaritas. And at the end, we wasn't even able to finish enjoying. But first of all, most of the price, you can enjoy it anymore anyway. And second of all, it was so big that at the end it was just so watery. At the end it was just water that we couldn't even drink it the entire thing. And they don't call that a scam. That it just happened to be in tourist area. I bet that if you do the same thing over there, you get out of the restaurant and you don't call that a scam. And to me, I was gonna say that's a scam. They just come over here 2 for 1, sit down, and then when you sit down, you just be hitting with $160 for 2 margaritas. That was before we moved over there, so they have to be about 5 or 6 years. The 160 for 2 margaritas is a very high price. But you know what? That was our fault. If we knew that when we left, because we say we should have asked before we sat down. We just sat down without asking the question. And another thing that happens very often in tourist area that can go with this is when you go, especially when you are around the beach, that you see this vendor with this cute animal like iguanas, monkeys, birds, and then you immediately see the cute animals is the only thing that you can think, oh, let me take a picture with you. They want you to take the picture with you. You don't think none of it. You just think you wanted to take the picture, but you failed to ask the right question, and then how much it is. So you immediately take the picture, and then at the end when you finish, they want to tell you at the end that it's $30, $35, $40 for a picture, and you find out very, very high, and you say, oh, they're scamming me. No, they are not scamming you. That is just business. You just failed to ask the question before you take the picture. That is not a scam. They're just selling something that you decide to buy. This is another one that I see very often, and it's Uber ride. And it's another transportation service here called Didi that offer the same thing. Here in Dominican Republic, they give you the option to pay cash or car. I don't know if they are doing the same thing in the US because I haven't taken Uber in a while in the US, but here they give you that option. And sometimes after they accept the ride, sometimes you will see the driver send you a message asking if you paying cash or car. And they are not doing that because they want to scam you or anything like that. So one day I asked one of the drivers why they always ask me that question when they have the app. I say, why you ask me only that question if you have the app just like I do? And he said, because we don't get to see if you paying cash or card. We just see that at the end when you paying, how you are paying. And most of the drivers here, they want cash. So they ask you the question just to see if they're gonna continue with the ride or they're gonna cancel. Because when I used to have my car already attached, they used to cancel the ride, not all the time, but a lot of time. So every time when I say cash, I have no problem. And that again, that is not a scam. They just want, some of the drivers, they just want cash. And so when they do that, some people believe that they're doing that off the app. And they don't doing that off the app. They do it in the app, but since they give the option, they just want to accept cash and not the card. However, you will find some drivers, they want you to pay them cash and off the app. I do not recommend that. Again, if you want me to pay you cash, I can do that, but I make sure they still run it and I'm still on the app. Now, this is another one. Using bathrooms and tables on public beaches. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry how that word come out of me. I practice that a lot, but it sounds like that. I don't know, it's my accent. I'm sorry. But yes, when you are using tables and bathrooms, and yeah, it is. That shocks me sometimes that I'm going to a public recreational area, and then next time you know, you go to the bathroom, you have somebody at the door trying to collect 20, it depends where you go, 25, 30, 50 pesos to use the bathroom. Yes, that's kind of crazy. But what they do is because this is a public area and no one is responsible to take care of bathrooms and keep water and keep it clean and keep toilet paper for people to use it. So they do that, but in exchange they expect for you to pay them. That is using the bathroom. And with the tables, that also. Those tables over there they are public areas. Those tables over there are put by restaurant or somebody. So they use that as a business. So you have the table, and the restaurants do that too. They let you use, like a lot of Dominicans, when we go to the beach, most of the time we bring everything. We bring our food, we bring our drinks, we bring everything. So what they do over there is if you bring everything, you can use the table, but they charge you. They charge you 500 pesos. It's depending where you go. But if you're gonna consume in the restaurant, then you don't have to pay for the table. And that is not a scam. That is just something how things are here in some public areas. And it's not like they're not gonna let you use the bathroom. They're gonna let you use the bathroom, but probably they will follow you to your table until you give them the 25 pesos. And most of the time, like if you go one time, if you pay, you don't have to keep paying every time you use the bathroom. Sometimes they see you and then they know that when you come back, you don't have to pay them again. So that is just a normal activity here in a public beach. Another one is renting apartments here in the DR. And also I'm gonna put in there contracts because I wanna give another example about contracts. So here when you're renting an apartment, I have explained in one of my videos before when I was talking about renting, that here is normal for people ask you 2+1. And the 2+1, it is 2 deposit, and the +1 is not the first month rent, it's not that. The +1, they use that to pay the person that they use to help them to rent the apartment and to pay to use it for contracts and the lawyer and all that. So you lost that one, and then they just give 2 for deposit. If that is no scam, that is just the way the system is here when renting an apartment. Now, they do that is in a more local, typical Dominicans area. Because, for example, when you go like those areas where you pay in dollars, where they rent to you by dollars, then they do the 2 deposit at the first month up front, and then you have to pay the contract. They charge you on the contract on the side. So it is 2 different ways that they do contract here. That is no scam. That is just the way the things are here. And another thing that I have to say about contract is that if you find a piece of property here and then you buy that finance, I'm gonna advise you, if the contract is in Spanish, you pay a company to translate that document for you before you sign it, or have with you someone that can read and understand what you're signing. That way they can explain to you how the contract is, saying interest rate, for how long is it, if it's any penalty that you have to pay if you pay early and all that. Because I have seen and read people that when they sign those contracts, if they paying interest, they feel like they be a scam. And that is no scam. When I read the contract, because that happened with some people, when I read the contract they have, they pay exactly what the contract say. But the thing is that they don't understand why they have to pay so much. And they have to pay so much is because interest rates here are very high. And how the way some people calculate the interest is not like reducing every time you pay in the capital. They calculate the interest rate like it is, how you call that? That is a fixed rate for all the month. So you have to understand the contract that you sign before you sign. That way you can understand and don't say, oh, they are scamming you. No, they are not scamming you. Sometimes you fail to read what you're paying or what you're signing. So in this both example, I have personal experience. On the first one with the rent, I have a client that he contacted me because he was doing his rent. He was renting an apartment and they was asking him for a 3 deposit. He thought they were being scammed because they was asking for 3 months in advance. If that was not what they was asking for, they asking for 2 deposit plus the extra one. And the second one, I also have a client that she was paying a piece of land and she thought that she would be a scam because she felt like she was paying. She would still have much to pay. Like at the end, I'm gonna pay 3 times the value of the land. It wasn't a scam. After I read the contract, she was paying exactly what the contract said. So yes, sometimes you have to read and understand the contract or whatever business you're doing here that are normal here before you sign in anything. And the last one that I have is companies charging you more depending on what area you live here. And that is another one that is very, very, very common. Even companies like, you would say, super huge company like power company, they do that too. Here is normal that if you pay in a high class, if you live in a high class area, everything that you pay is higher than if you pay in area. If you live in areas, let's say, like Villa Mella. I'm gonna put that as, for example, because I have lived in both areas. I still have family in Villa Mella, and I live in another area. So the electricity that you use in a, I would say like medium upper class area, it will be more higher than you paying in a lower class area. I have here reasons, but I don't want to speculate because I don't know the real reason. I just don't want to speculate in that aspect, but it is the way it is here. You will have other companies, let's say if you ask for people to come and fumigate your apartment, they're gonna ask you what area you live, and they also gonna charge you more depending on where you live. Like another example is the colmados. When you order from the colmado delivery, or if you go to the colmado, it don't matter. But if you come in a colmado around this area, the same product, let's say a jar of milk, here in this area, it could cost you 120 pesos. When I go to the area in Villa Mella, the same thing, the same brand and everything is 60 pesos. It is crazy different high. It makes me mad every time it happens, but it's the way it is. It's just the way it is here. So you can say it is a scam because you will say, why do I have to be penalized to pay more for electricity? Because if I live in a better area or I make more money, the people they live in a lower class area or make less money. You can feel that way and say, okay, probably it is, but not really. I guess that every country use different ways how to make their system work. Because for example, when you live in the US, if you live or you don't make that much money, your kids at the school get free meal. People that make more money can not qualify for that. Some people get house assistance, and the people that make more money cannot qualify for that. Or you can get food stamp. People that make a lot of money cannot qualify for that. So it is the same thing, but people don't call that a scam. It just they make less money, these people make more money. So here, that is how the system works. We don't get a system, but you can say people that make more money get fucked over the people that make less money. We don't have a system from the government, so that is the way they do it over here. So this is some of the things that I have seen from messages or read online about scamming people that visit the country. And like the title of the video said, everything is not a scam. I'm not trying to say there is no scam over here because I know the people here run some scam. So I'm not trying to say that. But what I was trying to see is for you to see the difference that some things are not scams, some things are just the way the country operates here. And before you start saying or thinking that here she go defending again, I'm not defending these activities or the Dominican Republic. I'm just trying for you to see the difference, that everything is not a scam. Everything, something are just normal. So I'm just trying to point out the difference. So this is what I have right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! To tell you the real price, the value of the market, and then you could take a. And when you go everywhere you go, you have, the hype is to go to South Florida. Everybody wanna go.
South Beach.
Cash or car. And Leia, dile a mami que hable pasito un poquito, que se oye aquí en el video.
Don't you see it in your app?
Okay, I missed that part. Start over again. They do that because, I mean, you want me to try to give an explanation? Or
Yeah. Do you know this? Do you know the people?
what people say, but I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, don't speculate then.
Okay.